They buried the only Hulk movie that truly understood the monster. This hidden performance changed the rules for Marvel, but one deleted scene reveals why it was canceled. Stay until the end to witness the fight they never wanted you to see. The movie Peep Game opens in the most disorienting way possible, like the director handed the recap duties to someone whose brain is buffering at all times. Instead of a clean refresher, we get this scrambled montage that vaguely gestures toward the chaos of the 2003 film, except now it feels like it's being remembered through a cracked lens. When I first saw this as a kid, I didn't even clock that this was supposed to be a sequel. I thought I accidentally walked into the middle of some unrelated Green Man trauma documentary. Eventually, the film settles down and we catch up with Bruce Banner, who is no longer the sad, awkward lab guy we remember. This version of Bruce is low-key thriving, at least aesthetically. He's hiding out in Brazil, tanned up, a little scruffier, way more composed. Somewhere along the way, he ditched Betty Ross and upgraded his entire situation. New country, new job, new routine, even a dog. Bro is clocking in, clocking out, and trying his absolute hardest to be a normal human being. All of this is intentional. He's been ghosting the world, especially the US government, because General Ross is still obsessed with turning him into a walking WMD. Bruce knows the rules now. Keep your heart rate down, don't get emotional, don't get attached, don't slip. He literally wears a monitor on his wrist like his life depends on it, because it does. That little detail alone adds so much tension, because now it's not just don't get mad, it's don't feel anything too intensely. Fear, panic, anger, it's all the same enemy. Of course, the universe hates peace, so the minute Bruce's routine gets disrupted, everything collapses. Ross and his soldiers pull up in the dead of night, moving like a SWAT team that's been rehearsing this moment for years. No warning, no negotiation, just tranquilizers flying through the air. Bruce senses it before it even happened. Something in him just knows. He bolts through the window and takes off, but not before one of these cold-blooded soldiers fired his dog. At that moment, it's personal. Now we've got a full-scale chase through the streets of Brazil, soldiers, sirens, helicopters. Meanwhile, Bruce is sprinting, like his soul is being chased, constantly checking his heart rate as it climbs higher and higher. This man is being hunted by the military and his own biology at the same time. That's elite character pressure. On top of that, some random dudes he previously embarrassed in public decide this is their chance to jump him. Terrible timing, awful decision making. Bruce jukes them cleanly and keeps moving, but they still give chase because pride makes people stupid. He ducks into the factory where he works, hoping to disappear for just a second, to breathe, to reset. Instead, he gets cornered between the goons and the soldiers closing in. It's wraps. The dudes start throwing punches, and Bruce is trying to warn them politely that this is a bad idea. The leader laughs it off and folds Bruce with a body shot so clean it looks like a finishing move. That's the mistake. The moment Bruce hits the ground, it's over for everybody. What follows is less a transformation and more a divine punishment. The Hulk emerges like an actual horror monster. One second there's a man on the floor, the next a green demon launches a grown man through multiple walls like he's made of paper. When Ross realizes tranquilizers aren't cutting it, he gives the order to switch to live ammunition. Doesn't matter. Bullets bounce off Hulk like rain, panic sets in, soldiers scatter. Equipment gets repurposed into weapons. Anyone still standing is immediately reminded why this was a terrible assignment. Everyone gets wiped except Emil Blonsky. Blonsky is different. This man looks at the Hulk, nearly dies, and instead of fear, he feels curiosity, admiration even. He's not traumatized, he's inspired. All he wants to know is what Banner took to get like this. That obsession becomes his entire personality. After the Brazil disaster, Bruce manages to make it back to the States. First stop, Betty Ross. Bad idea. She's moved on, got a new man, and Bruce instantly realizes he doesn't belong there anymore. So he lays low, works in a restaurant kitchen, stacks his money, and secretly communicates with a scientist who claims he might be able to reverse the Hulk condition. Naturally, fate intervenes again. Betty just happens to be eating at the same restaurant. She catches a glimpse of Bruce out of the corner of her eye and goes from laughing to locked in like a predator spotting prey. One minute he's hiding behind a dumpster, the next they're hugging in the rain like it's a romance movie. The film goes out of its way to make Bruce look emotionally cooked. She even lets him crash at her place, which is insane considering her father is literally the man hunting him. Predictably, they get sold out. The military storms the area, corners Bruce in a college building, seals the exits, and pumps knockout gas into the hallway. A soldier tackles Betty, Bruce snaps, and the Hulk returns in his absolute prime. Vehicles get folded, engines get ripped out and thrown like fastballs. Entire armored units get dismantled like Lego sets. Ross finally unleashes Blonsky, who now has some experimental enhancements and infinite confidence. He fights Hulk like someone who doesn't value his life, dodging blows, throwing grenades, testing limits. He only survives because he leads Hulk into a sonic weapon trap that briefly restrains him. Briefly, Hulk breaks free like it was a mild inconvenience. Ross, in peak bad parent fashion, orders an airstrike while his daughter is still in the blast zone, then panics and calls it off at the last second. Hulk swats helicopters like flies and disappears into the smoke. Bruce and Betty regroup at a motel and meet the scientist. The procedure begins. Before results can even register, the military crashes the party. Blonsky, now fully addicted to power, demands more. The experiment goes wrong or right, depending on how you look at it, and he becomes Abomination, larger, uglier, and completely unhinged. While Ross thinks Hulk is secured, Abomination is tearing through the city purely for sport. No motive, no plan, just destruction. He unalive crowds, tanks, heavy artillery, catches rockets with his bare hands, and openly taunts the Hulk to come fight him. Bruce jumps out of a helicopter on pure faith and aura, and of course the Hulk answers. What follows is a wordless brawl. Cars become boxing gloves. Buildings become weapons. Hulk fights like a trained boxer trapped in a kaiju's body. Abomination eats punishment and dishes it right back. It's chaos. In the end, Hulk outsmarts him, uses the environment, and disarmed him. He stopped the fight because Betty intervenes. Police swarm. Hulk vanishes. The movie ends with Bruce finally learning control. A tease shows that this was supposed to tie into a larger universe. Iron Man even shows up, but we all know how that turned out. Absolute fumble of potential. Now you know which version was peak Hulk. Drop your comment below and tell me why this film's portrayal was never matched. Debate which villain actually pushed him to his absolute limit. Do not forget to follow for more lost histories of comic book movies.